The man calmly took the travel bag from the policewoman. A relieved smile spread across his face. She was convinced he was innocent. But what he didn't know was, what he had just touched was a head hidden inside a bowling ball, perfectly sealed within it. This man, Abu, a top-tier hitman, had just fooled an entire police unit. But he had no idea the real hunt was only just beginning. This story begins with an act of revenge. Abu, an orphan who had long lived in the shadows, once had his life saved by a nurse. But his savior was brutally killed by the drug lord Master Ma. So he set his revenge in motion. He had only one goal: take Master Ma's head and honor the dead. He got in touch with his former partner, the landlady, who had long since gone straight. She was his only remaining link to the past, supplying intel and gear. She never asked why. That was their unspoken understanding. The intel confirmed that Master Ma was hiding on an outlying island near Hong Kong. Abu landed on the island. He advanced and slit throats. Like a scalpel, he precisely eliminated the outer guards and made his way to Master Ma. His opponent brandished twin blades with savage force, and Abu ducked low beneath them, his body skimming just above the ground. With one kick to Master Ma's center of gravity, he instantly turned the tables. What followed was not a duel, but an execution. He finished the target with a vicious spinning kick. Then he severed the head with a guandao. But as soon as the mission was done, a sudden typhoon cut the island off. All boats were grounded. Forced to stay behind, Abu roamed the island with a travel bag carrying the severed head. There, he unexpectedly crossed paths with Officer Shia. A clumsy attempt to climb a tree and catch a cat sent him falling from a great height. Abu reacted instinctively, using a deft cushioning move to catch him securely. To thank him, Shia took him home to deal with his torn clothes. It was there that Abu, seeing the photos on the wall, learned that she was a police officer. His expression did not change. Years as a hitman had long since stripped away his emotions. At Xiaohe's suggestion, he went to the only restaurant still open on the island. As the two were eating noodles, Xiaohe's police instincts told her that the three diners at the next table were no ordinary customers. They were the robbery suspects reported in the news, still on the run. Ignoring Abu's warning, Xiaohe stepped forward to question them. A clash erupted instantly. The three vicious fugitives showed their true colors, and Xiaohe was suddenly in mortal danger. Abu could not just stand by. He knew that making a move would expose him, but he had no choice. He sized up his opponent calmly, stronger, perhaps, but slow and clumsy. He used his speed and skill to evade the attacks and strike precisely at joints and vital points. After only a few exchanges, two of the thugs were down. Meanwhile, although Xiaohe briefly gained the upper hand with pepper spray, she was quickly overpowered again. Abu launched a flying knee into the back of the man's head, saving Xiaohe. The three wanted fugitives were quickly subdued. That act of courage turned Abu into a hero on the island. Everyone at the police station sang his praises. Only Taishan, the policeman pursuing Xiaohe, was filled with jealousy and suspicion. At dinner, a light bulb blew at the station. Taishan tried to show off, only to get shocked. Once again, Abu kicked him clear, averting disaster and fixing the wiring in the process. Abu's calm, his strength, and the occasional tenderness he revealed began to tip the scales of Xiaohe's heart. But Taishan grew even more convinced of his suspicions. The more he replayed Abu's fighting skills and the timing of his appearances, the more suspicious it all seemed. Meanwhile, an even bigger storm was brewing. Ma Ya's wife had been unable to reach her husband. She sent Fei Shui and his men to the island to search for him. They found Ma Ya's headless body in Tin Hao Temple. The commotion they caused drew the officers responding to a noise. Complaint, Xiaohe and Taishan. The thugs inside the temple attacked the moment they saw the police. Abu had been trailing them in secret. He had anticipated the danger. From the shadows, he struck again, taking out the thugs like a ghost. Then quickly vanished into the night. The discovery of the body threw the island police station into panic. Taishan was adamant that Abu was the killer. His reasoning was so airtight that no one could argue with it. Soon after, Fei Shui's men stormed the station to seize the body, and though they were subdued, Ma Ya's identity was fully exposed. The case led to a transnational drug syndicate, prompting Hong Kong headquarters to send in senior detectives. Two forces had now emerged on the island. One, the mysterious killer who took the head. The other, the drug cartel bent on revenge. After the typhoon passed, the pier reopened. Abu prepared to leave the island. But the detectives accepted Taishan's suspicions and set up a cordon at the pier. Faced with armed police, Abu remained unnervingly calm. A detective ordered him to open the travel bag that supposedly held the evidence. Without a word, Abu kicked the bag over to them. Trusting him, Xiaohe stepped forward to inspect it herself. She opened the bag. Inside were only a bowling ball and a few clothes. Abu was cleared of suspicion. At the last moment before boarding, they exchanged phone numbers. As the ferry pulled away from the dock, Abu spotted Fat Snow and his men on board too. There was no point keeping up the disguise anymore. He walked straight over, took the phone, and spoke directly to Master Ma's widow. She gave him a final ultimatum. Abu hung up in contempt. He knew the final showdown had come. The moment the ferry docked, a car came barreling straight at him. The impact smashed the bowling ball to pieces. Master Ma's severed head was exposed in broad daylight. In an instant, Abu became Hong Kong's most wanted fugitive. When the truth came out, Xiaohe's world fell apart. And he became a target of the drug syndicate as well. To force Abu out into the open, Master Ma's wife kidnapped Xiaohe. In an abandoned warehouse, hundreds of thugs stood ready. Abu showed up as promised, all alone. The fight erupted, and he met force with force, using a flurry of high roundhouse kicks to clear everything within 2 meters of him. As the enemies closed in and the space tightened, he switched to close-quarters strikes with fists, elbows, and knees, each blow precise and deadly. He leapt to the second floor, using the layout to split them up and pick them off one by one. But Xiaohe's screams distracted him. In that brief opening, the mob swarmed over him. He let out a beast-like roar. He blasted everyone back, but fell from the second floor and badly injured both knees. He fell again, and each time forced himself back to his feet. By the time the last thug hit the ground, he too was at the end of his strength. Master Ma's wife, blade in hand, walked toward him as he lay unable to move. At the critical moment, Xiaohe broke free and rushed over. Abu used the last of his strength to shield her from the fatal stab. She collapsed into his arms. He said yesterday had been the happiest day of his life, then slowly closed his eyes. In the end, Abu survived. He placed the travel bag before his benefactor's grave. The sins of the past could not be forgiven, but the chain of vengeance had been broken. And the landlady, who had once lived on the edge with him, still kept that little diner open, like an eternal point of reference, for this lone wolf wandering between killing and redemption, leaving him one last way back.